So, greetings aspirants, I welcome you to the UPSC guide, and today we will be discussing a daily mains answer writing initiatives. So, let's look at the question. What role do environmental NGOs and activists play in influencing environmental impact assessment outcomes for the major projects in India? Okay. Cite 4 examples with all important details. So, this question is talking about the role of environmental NGOs with respect to environmental impact assessment. So, you have both options of defining either environmental impact assessment as well as or establishing a relation between environmental NGOs and their role in environmental impact assessment. That is, environmental NGOs, organizations and activities are vital in promoting environmental sustainability and driving policy changes, particularly influencing the environmental impact assessment for major projects. Okay. So you can establish a relation between these two. Now, this can be represented the role of environmental NGOs in influencing environmental impact assessment through a figure. Okay. So, if you see, they will promote community participation. Yes, they will research and development for policy development. Okay. Another thing, grievance redressal mechanism. Yes, grievance redressal mechanism. Okay. Training of bio warriors, I'll say, or environmental warriors. Okay. Training of environmental warriors, helping litigation and PILs. Okay. Helping in public, awareness generation, RTIs, that is litigation, train communities, collaborate with government agencies. Yes, collaborate with government agency. I think this is the overall mota mota the role of the environmental NGOs. Okay, let's move to the next part now. They have asked us to quote some examples here. So, quoting the example of Sterlite Cooper case. This was in news. Okay, so it is the anti-Sterlite movement influenced the Supreme Court's review, resulting in the closure of plant of pollution issues and the need to effective environmental impact assessment, because the leakage of mercury from Sterlite Copper case was a highlighted issue. Okay, again, if you see Narmada Bachao Andolan, yes, that is the movement opposed the Sardar Sarovar Dam, highlighting the environmental and social impacts about the displacement of tribals, especially, which lead to the improved project assessments. Yes, proper rehabilitation was conducted, and their livelihood security as well as other things were totally addressed. Okay. Another thing is Save Silent Valley campaign. Save Silent Valley campaign. Okay. It talked about the preservation or protection of Silent Valley National Park from the harmful or effects of hydroelectric projects. That is, to protect the rainforest as well as the biosphere reserve. Okay. So, please note down these examples. It can be quoted across your different answers in related to environment. Okay. And the conclusion part, that is, the environmental NGOs and activities hold authorities accountability. Yes, this is the important thing. Accountability as well as answerability from the authorities to develop the project, prioritize environmental and social impacts. Environmental and social impacts. Okay, and promoting sustainable practices. Okay, thank you. Let's look at one another question from your daily mains answer writing initiative. Now this question is talking about, okay, explain how narco-terrorism has emerged as a serious threat across the country. Okay. Suggest suitable measures to counter narco-terrorism. Same thing, we should try to identify our focus points. That is, narco-terrorism is a serious threat to the country. Suggest suitable measures. They are also asking us to suggest some suitable measures. So, it is best to start with the definition of narco-terrorism, that is, the use of organized terror by state, non-state actors, insurgents, criminal networks to achieve political, economic, and social objectives through drug trafficking. Drug trafficking. Okay, and and examples can be quoted here, like even a map can be drawn showing India. And golden crescent, golden triangle, mentioning it. Okay, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Laos, Thailand, okay, Myanmar, mention it and just box it. Okay, box it. Okay, this is your introduction. Okay, now moving to the body part, they have asked why it is an emerging serious threat across the country, because it creates a dual threat of violence and organized crime. Okay, dual threat of violence and organized crime, destabilizing nations, corrupting institutions, and fostering insecurity by financing insurgencies. Okay, so a dual threat of violence as well as organized crime, a parallel economy, setup of parallel economy, as well as demographic dividend getting converted into demographic disaster. Demographic dividend getting converted into demographic disaster. Okay, northeast states like India, Punjab and Jammu Kashmir are major Indian states which are suffering with narco terrorism. Yes, in India, drug trafficking networks exploit the porous borders, particularly with Afghanistan and Myanmar, to finance the terrorism. Okay, terrorism. So now looking at the measures to counter the narco terrorism. Okay, measures to counter the narco terrorism. Before that, you can also consider it as a threat to the individual in the society, the overall society, your nation, as well as on the international level. You can divide your answer into these four facets, and according to these stakeholders, you can write the threat this narco terrorism is persisting. Okay, now looking at the measures to counter the narco terrorism. So what would be the measures? So first of all, it can be the legislative reforms. Okay, so legal reforms strengthening the law of stricter punishment against drug traffickers and the terror financiers. NDPS. Okay, NDPS Act, making it stringent, more stringent. Then there is the initiative of public awareness and rehabilitation, conducting anti-drug awareness campaign and establishing de-addiction programs to weaken the consumer base. Third, if you see, there is international cooperations, partnership through UN Office of Drugs and Crime, yes, Interpol, to dismantle global narco terror networks, to dismantle them. Okay, need to definitely tap new financial methodologies or new financial ways, like your cryptocurrencies, which are highly used for narco terrorism. Therefore, implementing a robust financial intelligence mechanism, robust financial intelligence mechanism, and enhanced border surveillance, that is comprehensive integrated border management system. Comprehensive integrated border management system. Okay, within that we have to use advanced technologies like drones, your laser towers, your satellite imaginary systems, AI-based surveillance systems. Okay, okay. Remember, comprehensive integrated border management systems. And on the other hand, if you conclude this, so it would require a multifaceted approach involving all the stakeholders which we discussed in the body. It is not the role only of governments, but the NGOs as well as the community participation should be promoted to tackle the issue of narcotics. Okay, so a multifaceted approach is essential to counter narco-terrorism. Sorry, strengthening border security, enhancing international cooperation, and implementing stringent anti-money laundering measures such as PMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. Okay, thank you.